Alright y'all, go ahead and grab that popcorn cause the View is in full-blown panic mode right now and it ain't hard to see why. Karoline Leavitt, that young, sharp and unapologetic conservative firecracker, just dropped a legal bombshell so big, ABC execs running around like they lost they damn minds. And guess what? She ain't even have to set foot on the View to do it. After yet another messy, out-of-touch attack from Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin.
She's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
Karoline ain't just fire back, she dropped a whole bomb. And now, the backlash so wild, word on the street is ABC behind the scenes begging her to back off before it all blows up. But let's be real, this mess way past fixin' now. So, what exactly did Karoline say that had Whoopi losing it? Had Joy Behar straight up rattled? And left Sunny Hostin completely speechless, for once in her life? Oh, you do not want to miss this. But before we jump into this messy, drama-filled takedown, go ahead and smash that like button and hit subscribe for more unfiltered, no BS updates. You hit subscribe? Bet. Aight, let's get into it.
The View hosts have got themselves into hot water again after they did the very thing they purport to be against, undermining women's success. Joy Behar stunned viewers when she said Donald Trump's press secretary, 27-year-old Karoline Leavitt, only secured her position because of her good looks. I think she's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10, you know that. I want to be clear though. It's not her first job, it was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous. The comment was bizarre, especially coming from Joy Behar, who is as woke as they come and positions herself as a champion of feminism. This online commentator said, disgusting Joy Behar of The View accuses Karoline Leavitt of being hired only because Donald Trump thought she was a 10.
Let's set the scene. The View really thought they could come for Karoline Leavitt and walk away without a scratch. Big mistake. On a recent episode, the ladies went full-on unhinged, dragging Karoline just for being a young, successful conservative woman. Joy Behar, in her usual smug and condescending tone, tried to play it like Karoline's career had nothing to do with her intelligence, experience, or political game. No, according to Joy, the only reason Karoline got hired is cause she a 10 in Trump's eyes. And Whoopi, chilly, never one to let logic mess up a good rant, had the nerve to say Karoline wouldn't even have a job if it weren't for wokeness. Yeah.
I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian, this is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world.
This commentator said, Whoopi is mansplaining the press secretary job to Karoline Leavitt. Hilarious.
And Sunny Hostin, oh, you already know, she just had to turn it into a race thing. But Karoline, she wasn't about to let that slide. Instead of ignoring the noise, she went straight for the knockout. Karoline didn't just fire back, she shut them down completely.
Please, his opponents are saying to this very day the same rhetoric that led to those two attempts. The second attempt on President Trump's life echoed the sentiment that President Trump is a democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic and you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie, and yes, you will take political like we have seen in 2 instances against President Trump. Last week, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris said that everyone who showed up to President Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden was a That's despicable, dangerous, divisive rhetoric that is spewed by the Democrat Party every single day. And I'm so sick and tired of the media pointing the finger at Donald Trump and saying that he is sowing division in this country. He is not. The media is for pushing hoaxes like the one that you all pushed today, and the Democrat Party is for pushing lies about him. But the good news is Americans don't buy it. And that's why today President Trump is more popular than he has been since 2016, because people don't trust the media.
In a now viral, scorched earth video, Karoline called out The View for exactly what they are, a panel of bitter, out-of-touch elitists who claim to uplift women, but only if those women fall in line. And she did not hold back. Joy Behar is the perfect example of modern feminism, Karoline said. They preach about empowering women while tearing down any woman who doesn't fit their agenda. Pathetic. Whoopi says Karoline wouldn't have a job without wokeness. Now that's funny, considering The View's entire panel is filled with unqualified DEI hires. And Sunny Hostin of all people wants to talk about privilege? Give me a break. Then, Karoline dropped the hammer. The View doesn't want strong women. They want obedient women. I refuse to play their game. Boom. Within minutes, her video exploded online. Cancel The View and Karoline Leavitt OWNS. The View were trending worldwide. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, blowing up. And that's when things got real bad for The View. They never saw this coming. They thought they could mock Karoline, brush her off, and move on. Instead, they just handed her the biggest PR win of her career. Now, ABC execs are panicking. Leaked reports say producers are furious that this spiraled into a full-blown crisis. And now, the rumors are flying. Some execs are questioning whether Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg are more of a liability than an asset. Sponsors backing away. They don't want to be tied to The View's toxic reputation. ABC scrambling behind the scenes, allegedly begging Karoline to drop the lawsuit before it gets worse. Even some of The View's own audience is turning against them. One viral comment said it best: The View claims to empower women but destroys any woman who dares to think for herself. Karoline Leavitt just exposed them for the frauds they are. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it does. At this point, the writing is on the wall. The View has been playing with fire for years, but this time, they might have finally burned themselves for good. The backlash is out of control. The hypocrisy is undeniable. And ABC is now facing a very real decision: clean house, or cancel the show entirely. Because let's be real. The View thrives on controversy. But when the backlash becomes bigger than the ratings boost,